Al-Shabaab, meaning the youth, emerged from Somalia's chaos in the mid-2000s as the militant wing of the Islamic Courts Union. After Ethiopia ousted the ICU in 2006, Al-Shabaab transformed into a violent insurgency, aiming to topple Somalia's government and impose its harsh version of Sharia law. The group's ambitions stretch beyond Somalia, seeking a greater Somalia that includes Somali regions in Kenya, Ethiopia, and Djibouti. Al-Shabaab's roots trace back to earlier Islamist groups and Afghan war veterans, giving it deep ideological and strategic foundations. In 2012, it pledged allegiance to Al-Qaeda, gaining global jihadist credibility and attracting foreign fighters. By framing its fight as both nationalist and religious, Al-Shabaab has become a persistent threat, drawing recruits from Somalia and the diaspora. Al-Shabaab's rise is inseparable from Somalia's state collapse after 1991, which left a power vacuum filled by warlords and chaos. The 2006 Ethiopian intervention, meant to support Somalia's government, instead fueled nationalist anger and swelled Al-Shabaab's ranks. The group exploited clan rivalries, poverty, and government corruption, presenting itself as a harsh but effective alternative. In rural areas, Al-Shabaab established courts, collected taxes, and provided security, embedding itself in local communities. For many, its rule, though brutal, offered more order than warlordism. This ability to govern where the state failed remains key to Al-Shabaab's resilience. The group's shadow administration makes it difficult to dislodge through military means alone. Al-Shabaab operates as both an insurgency and a shadow government, running courts, collecting taxes, and enforcing strict Sharia law. Its financial independence comes from taxing agriculture, trade, and extorting businesses, even in government-held cities. Militarily, it uses ambushes, IEDs, suicide bombings, and insider attacks, constantly adapting to outmaneuver Somali and African Union forces. The group's propaganda machine, including radio and online platforms, glorifies its actions and recruits new members. By highlighting government corruption and foreign intervention, Al-Shabaab positions itself as Somalia's defender. This blend of governance, violence, and media keeps the group relevant and dangerous. Al-Shabaab's violence spills across borders, especially into Kenya, targeting countries that contribute troops to the African Union mission. Attacks like the 2013 Westgate Mall siege and 2015 Garissa University massacre were calculated to terrorize, divide, and pressure Kenya to withdraw. Uganda and Djibouti have also suffered deadly attacks for their peacekeeping roles. These operations force neighbors to divert resources to security, straining their governments. Al-Shabaab exploits regional disputes, such as the Ethiopia-Somaliland maritime deal, to stoke nationalism and undermine the Somali government. By fueling instability, the group ensures the Horn of Africa remains volatile and difficult to stabilize. Somalia's civilians bear the brunt of the conflict, facing violence, forced recruitment, and harsh punishments from Al-Shabaab. The war has displaced millions, with many living in overcrowded camps, lacking basic necessities. Climate disasters, droughts and floods have destroyed livelihoods, pushing millions towards starvation. Al-Shabaab weaponizes aid, blocking humanitarian access or using resources to coerce loyalty. Aid groups struggle to reach those in need, hampered by insecurity and anti-terror regulations. This cycle of conflict, climate crisis, and restricted aid leaves millions trapped in misery. The humanitarian catastrophe is among the world's worst, with no end in sight. Despite military offensives, Al-Shabaab endures by exploiting state weakness, corruption, and clan divisions. The government's recent offensives, aided by local militias and the lifting of the UN arms embargo, made gains but struggled to hold territory. Political infighting and disputes between the central government and federal states undermine progress and alienate key allies. The drawdown of African Union forces raises doubts about Somalia's ability to secure itself. A lasting solution requires more than military action. It demands political reconciliation, anti-corruption efforts, and extending state services. President Mohammed's openness to dialogue is a hopeful sign, but stability depends on building a legitimate, effective state. Only then can Somalia deny Al-Shabaab the grievances and vacuums it exploits.